Good evening, everybody. This is Julian McBain, and I'm coming to you with some more Entropia Universe. There's a few things that I want to talk about, but what we're going to start off with tonight, I'm going to head over to the teleporter here. It is the time of the Great Eomon Migration, which for those of you who do not play Entropia Universe, is a special event that they hold here in Calypso. Actually, you know what? There's a great hunting spot over here that there aren't a lot of players, but they don't have as many. Screw it, we'll go to Fort Zeus. So there's a couple things I'd like to address tonight, and it involves a couple of important things when it comes to Entropia. The first is the real cash economy issue. I've had a couple people, some of my friends, voice concerns over the fact that it's a real cash economy. You know, where does the money go? Is it a gamble? Is it a casino? And the fact of the matter is yes, it's a real cash economy. You can put as much or as little money into it as you want. The game itself is technically free to play. But, oh, that's really loud. Options, sound. Let's turn down the, there we go. That's better. Is that better, everyone? That's better. It is a real cash economy. You could lose your ass on this game if you're not paying attention to what you're doing, because you're spending real money. Now, if you go out to the sweating fields and you sweat, which means you put zero cash in, you earn every ped by doing work in game, you probably don't care. But if you're dumping a huge amount of cash into it, you're pissing it away, well then it's no different than if you did so anywhere else in life. Just in this case, it's going to a video game company rather than to cigarettes, beer, or a casino, or what have you. But at the end of the day, if you play it careful, if you're frugal, you know, you're being smart with what you're doing, I mean, you could play this game spending $10 a month. And depending on how you use that $10 a month, you know, if you're putting in, let's even say $15 a month. You know, you put in $15 a month, and every month you buy one deed. This is an Arcadia underground deed. It costs $8 US to buy approximately. They fluctuate. I've seen them for as much as 8, 10, 81 ped, and as low as 76 ped. And remember that one ped is 10 cents US. I mean, eventually, you'll end up not having to put any money in at all. You could just play it that way. And then you use the other 7 ped for hunting. And if you're a gun player, which I am not, I am definitely a melee player, but if you're a gun player and you're converting your ammo every time, I mean, I go on a 5 ped hunt with a rifle. I'm pretty low level with my rifle. It's not like with my sword skills, because I am a melee player. I go in with my rifle and I throw in, I don't know, 5 ped. I get an hour to an hour and a half out of it. But even with my smaller sword, when I'm doing normal hunting as opposed to the Eomon migration, where I'm willing to use a burlier weapon that gets a little more degradation because their loots are better, so it kind of evens out. It just turns out to be that, you know, because you're constantly rolling it over, you know what, let's consume one of these. I've got this off a Summer Stronghold box, and it boosts my skill gain for an hour, which would be just fucking awesome. But anyway, back on what I was saying. If you are dealing with, you know, you're smart, you hunt, you sell what you need to sell. If you're using a gun, you convert your shrapnel to universal ammo. If you are a melee hunter, you sell the shrapnel, but you keep everything else. You're selling at markup in the auction house. You're going to end up breaking even in the end. So that 7 ped should last you, if you're playing, you know, a couple hours a night, most, if not all, of the month. It can. And yeah, eventually it's going to go down, and the more you skill up, the more efficient you become, so... But still, I mean, you don't have to put a huge amount of money into the game. You know, if I put $12 to $15 a month into WoW or into Final Fantasy, it's just a different game. So, I mean, yeah. And if you spend some time out in the sweating fields, and yes, it's a long process, but I mean, you grind out the sweat skills, and you get the sweat, you sell it, and I think right now it's going for like anywhere between 1.1 and 1.4 ped per 1,000, ped per K. You know, you can earn some money that way for in-game use, and you're not putting any real money in. I mean, there's a YouTuber out there that I know has never put ped in here. In fact, he's my stock leader. As far as I know, he's never put real cash in. At least that's what I can recall from one of his videos. So you can absolutely do it. It's the long way around. It's the grindiest way to do it. But there's nothing wrong with that, you know? We've been getting some pretty good drops today. This one right here, that's 4 ped. That's 2 ped. You know, this looks like it's going to be a good evening. There is something a little more serious I wanted to kind of mention tonight, because this has been on my craw, and every time I go out, well, not every time, but frequently when I go out, there are some people, I don't know if they're Ubers or if they're just mid-level players. They like to go out. There's a newbie zone right here called Half Moon Cove. It's part of the Corinth area, Half Moon Cove, and it's got a lot of level 0 Sabakuma hatchlings. Sabakuma hatchlings are these ugly, seriously ugly creatures with no eyes, and their mouths are vertical. So like it would be sideways from our mouths. And it's a great place for a newbie to go and sweat on their own, as opposed to like going to Maria's to the sweat circles. The downside is you won't get the sweat nearly as fast. The good side is, because you can take the shots, and you are taking the shots, you're skilling up faster, right? And you can stand there and tank it. You get 10 sweat per creature out there, and you tank the shots, and you drag it back to the turret so that you're not spending any ped during your sweating. Or if you wanted, you can shoot them. You're going to end up making less than you get out of it in that case. But, you know, hey, maybe you want to, you know, increase your pistol or rifle skills while you're at it, and use the sweat to mitigate the amount of money you're spending. And it's a great place for newbies to skill up those defensive skills, because you can do it in your jumpsuit, and it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal at all. But there are a couple players I've seen, and I'm not going to call out any names, but there are a few players when I've been out there doing it, because I'm still, you know, I wouldn't call myself a raw newbie anymore, but I'm definitely not even in the intermediate zone yet. I'm still new. I've only been playing 6 months. I've got 17,000 skill points. And you've got these upper level players going there and killing all the mobs. Now, it's not a huge deal if, you know, if a newbie goes in there, they grab them off the sweat, you know, whether by taking a pot shot at it to grab aggro or whatever, and drag it away from the group. If they were leaving the newbie alone, it wouldn't be a big deal, because they're still getting what they're looking for. But some of them out there, they're these huge assholes that go out and they shoot the mobs that the newbies are sweating, and tell them to go to Boreas. God, if any of you are watching this video, you are the problem with the gaming community today. You really are. Because what you're doing is this shithead elitist attitude that you know best and they have to play your way. Well, you know what? Fuck you. Okay? That's the way that's all I have to say to you. You're just a dick. And you know what? One of these days, I hope that some Uber, or even me flying around with my Sleipnir or my quad wing, find you in a PvP zone, because if I do, I'm going to ruin your day. I'm going to sit there and shoot rockets at you. I don't care how much pet it costs me. I don't normally go on rants like this. It just pisses me off when people don't let other people play the game. Are people going to make mistakes? Yeah. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to lose some pet. That's part of the learning experience. But you don't have the right to just say, well, you're not allowed to hunt here. Because we've decided that we want to waste all our pet killing level 0 hatchlings, and you need to go sweat somewhere else. We're not even going to let you have the one target that you managed to draw off the bat. Nothing frustrates me more than that. Oh, yep, this is Rover. I have a pet. I mean, realistically, they don't have to hunt there. You get more skilled, and it's far more efficient to hunt at Camp Icarus. Or even the Tryptodons up at Half Moon Bay that are all punies, than to just be an asshole and sit in the middle of the Sabakumas wearing full armor and in like the one place you would never ever need to wear armor for any reason. It's just people being assholes. That's all it is. It's just people being assholes. And it pisses me off. So there, it's off my chest. It's off my chest. As you can see, I'm sitting here playing with my dog for a minute. It may not be as interesting as melee fighting the mobs out there, but I need to let my health get up, and this is making it just a bit more eco. I could use, I've got most of what's left of a Vivo T1A, and actually, you know what, this is a vid, so I should probably do that. Normally I don't use healing devices because it's not very eco. These things cost 9 ped. They'll heal quite a few points before they die, but in the end it's 9 ped I can't get back. So I generally don't use them. Whoops. And then the sword I'm using is the Katsuichi Honor, which is one of the better unlimited swords. I do have an amp on it. It's a trauma amplifier, which is making the damage a little bit higher, making it a little more efficient. But as you can see, I'm nowhere near the proper level to use this sword, so it's a little less efficient that way. That being said, I've about broken even this whole time. I'm keeping an eye on it. I think I've lost like 50 ped overall. If my girlfriend's watching, it's about $5. Don't worry, I'm not putting a shitload of money in it. But what I'm doing is I'm really gathering the skills. Like when I started this, when the Eomon migration started, a couple days ago, it was right after the 4th, I think, and I was still a level 12 swordsman for hit. I was on the high side of it, but I was still level 12, and I burned through level 13 in just a couple days. And I'm already, what? Come on, pop for me. Come on. See, my dog, you gotta fix this, you know? I want to see what my percentages are, and they're just not popping up. Come on. No shit. Wait, so I can just go like this? Ha! That's good to know. $14.13. So that's not bad at all. Let's see. I've already gotten 21 ped in just shrapnel. These Longtooths really put out good loot. I have gotten a couple summer strong boxes, and I rarely use guns, so now I've got like 400,000 universal ammo. That, I'm gonna use it to hunt with my boy. My son plays a little bit. I don't let him put real money in or anything if he has to earn his sweat, but I will give him a little bit of ammo so we can hunt together. But it's just like, oh my god, I don't use ammo, and you can't sell universal ammo, so I'm just sitting on like a shitload of ammo for no reason. Oh, after this I'll probably... I did get one of that ISIS LC1. I got an ISIS LC2, but it was only at half TTE, and you can't auction that, you know? Looks like that laser's coming out of that thing's ass, and it's hilarious. Oh my god. You can't auction something that isn't full TT. No one will buy it, especially on a limited weapon. If it's an unlimited weapon, hell yeah. People buy anything unlimited because you can repair it. But not a limited weapon, it's just not worth the pet. I do have a Solomate on Nixo that I use for when I'm hunting with a couple of my, my boys on here. I've got a couple of friends on here that are newbies. Speaking of which, one of them's not on my friends list. I should probably drop him a line. So if I'm gonna do a joint hunt with them, I'll use the rifle because my swords, frankly, it'll make the hunt a little more complicated otherwise. To be out there, and honestly, I never really thought of it because I don't really travel in space, except I did do a taxi. I did taxi someone yesterday to Rocktropia. But yeah, your ship laser weapons use a lot of the same skills that the laser rifle does. So, I mean, I could just spend an assload of ped doing it from the spaceship that uses like 4,000 per shot, or I could be smart about it and level up my laser rifle skill and also level up my ability with my vehicle weapons. Whoops. Yeah, see, this is down to like 3 ped out of 9. I'll have to pick up a new one soon. At some point when one of my friends is on, I'll have to go in and do the gauntlet. That'll give me the unlimited one that's supposed to be really stinking good. Or at least relatively better than the Trade Terminals T1A. I haven't even hotkeyed my healing device because I don't use it on the regular. Oh, I hit level 12 with the honor. Awesome. The Katsuichi. I actually had a friend when I was living out in North Dakota. For those of you who don't know, I spent some time living out in North Dakota, and great place to live, great people there. I'm also a member of the Society for Creative Anachronism. We do a lot of medieval recreation, so yes, on the weekends when I'm not playing Entropia, I'm actually hitting my friends with swords, with like real steel swords. Check it out, SCA.org, shameless plug. But I had a friend, and his name was Katsuo. Former Samurai King of North Shield. Look it up. And so, seeing this Katsuichi, it just made me think of that name and, my friends out there. So if any of you are actually watching this, shout out to all my friends in North Shield. Missing you guys pretty badly right now. Everyone else watching this is, what the fuck's a North Shield? Look it up. Expand your horizons. This skill up is awesome. Holy shit. Came out of a summer strongbox. Summer strongbox. And I was just thinking, great, I got ammo and drugs. But no, this little pill is pretty awesome. I'm getting skills like a madman, comparatively speaking. What's the up? I don't think it's double, but it's definitely more. Come on. Oh, ha, I killed it. Come on, let me know what it is. 10%. Not bad. It's definitely noticeable. Speaking of quad wings, their shadow goes over my head. the way the sun is, I'm sure he's actually still way behind me. Yeah, he's landing. Note to self, it is really hard to slash something when you're looking for someone. Ah, they landed somewhere. Oh well. Not a big deal. I have a quad wing if I really wanted to look at one, I could just spawn it. How's my durability doing? I got a little left. I usually don't like this to go down below 25 ped worth of durability. It has nothing to do with the expense of the sword itself. The big thing is that making sure that in the event I run into something on my way back or my attempt to escape, I'm not without the ability to defend myself, because nothing irritates me more than not being able to defend myself. So, it looks like we're gonna probably break even with this hunt. You know, we got 46 ped worth of shrap. That right there is pretty much gonna cover the whole repair bill. Because my aim is to try to get it down to, you know, make the repair bill about 50 ped. Often it's been 60 lately. I've just been running it really close, but I don't like doing that because I've had times when, you know, I thought I was okay, and then a mob shows up and, oh look, congratulations, you don't have enough durability to shoot your enemy. And I can tell you from personal experience, that sucks. Map. Disorientation sucks too. So, what are you guys all up to? You know, I mean, all 4 of my viewers. I think I've got 4 viewers now. Hope everything's good. But we're gonna see how this hunt went, and then we'll do the outro here. This is Fort Zeus, which you saw when we came in. And yes, that is an octagon to our right. At some point I will do a video more on spaces. I don't want to do it during the Eomon migration because this is a special event. It happens once a year. I'm doing the Iron Challenge for it. Speaking of which, I am 269 of 1,000 on this level. This is level 3, I think. Pick up my sleep near so it's not in everyone's way. I have a nasty habit of leaving it there, and I'm sure that there are people who go to land here and like, well, what the hell, man? Leaving your ship out. That kind of sounds dirty. Really? Did you all just see that? The artwork in this game is fucking amazing, by the way. Alien head. There we go. Trade terminal. Okay, so starting with shrapnel, we got 46.5 ped. Actually, let's just take a look at the total amount. 51.2 ped is the total revenues, and then because I didn't get any guns or anything, no. And 57.36. Let's just compare this. Honestly, no, you can do this by side, but hey, look, you can do this side by side. 51.2, so about a 5 ped loss. That's not bad under the circumstances. The markup on some of this stuff is actually going to make up for that. Compare that real quick so I don't forget. And I had actually meant to write that down first. For those of you who know me, I am kind of anal retentive about recording my numbers so I know exactly what I've put into this, because after this migration, my ass is headed to the sweating fields for a couple of days. Try to make up some of the losses. which is fine. So yeah, 5 ped loss, that's not bad. It's really not, especially since I'm using a weapon that I know I'm way under level for. It could have been a lot worse. So yeah, we didn't do too badly. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, please like and subscribe down below. It would be appreciated. And y'all have a good night.